How's it going, everybody? We're back with another timeless deck, and today we're going to be playing Wilderness Reclamation. So we have Euro in this deck, which will help us ramp, and then if we can play our Wilderness Reclamation, that will also help us play our Nexus of Fate or our Dig Through Time. And if we have Up the Beanstalk out when we do that, we're going to get to draw a bunch of cards as well. And we are splashing white with this list, and that's because I want to be playing Swords to Plowshares. And the reason we want Swords to Plowshares is because Ragavan is a real threat, and I want a way to deal with it that isn't Counterspell or Memory Lapse. So that's why we're playing whites. And we also get Teferi, which, you know, is kind of the best planeswalker in this format. So we have 4 Brainstorms, 2 Memory Lapse, 4 Counterspells, of course, 4 Ghost Spirals, 1 Hydroid Krasis. So attacking with Euro is really our only win condition, and we might need something else like a Hydroid Krasis to make really large, and then hopefully Nexus of Fate to attack with it to win the game. So let's just see how this deck plays out, and let's get into the games. Oh, nice. We're playing number 1. I guess this hand's fine. It would have been nice to win the die roll, but okay. I'm going to go ahead and fetch. They want to play something in response. It's fine. I don't think they would have anything. Let's get our white source and play it tapped. And we won't do anything other than just hold up Counterspell. Demonic Tutor. I think I'm going to counter this because next turn I want to play Teferi, I think. Or I could just play Euro. Or I could just sit on another Counterspell, which seems reasonable too. I don't really get a ton of value out of playing Teferi here, I think. So we'll put the guard down a little bit here and see what they want to do. Of course, I already fetched my Hallowed Fountain, so I can't go get another untapped white source. But now I think I like playing Teferi here. We'll just pass. If they just play Shielded again, we'll Swords. I won't use my Counterspell when I have a Swords in hand. Bowmasters is pretty annoying. I think Bowmasters warrants a Counterspell. Okay, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and Swords this.
Let's try this.
This is where I want to draw the Reclamation. Thinking about brainstorming just to see. This is kind of a complicated turn. I think I am going to brainstorm though. There's the Wilderness Reclamation, but we're not going to have enough mana to do it. Alright, shields are down again. If the worst thing they can play is like another Shieldred, then that's fine. We're not going to be able to draw another land next turn, which sucks. I mean, if I play Wilderness Reclamation, it doesn't really help me that much. Most likely, I should probably just play Beanstalk plus Euro. I could also just hardcast, or not hardcast, but escape this one. I assume our opponent's playing the ring too, which could get out of control. Maybe they just have a bunch of removal in their hand. Who knows? Did they disconnect? We'll take a disconnection for number one. Number one disconnect? No way. Okay. We're just going to up the beanstalk here. There's a dig through time.
Here we go.
I have 8 cards in my graveyard. One of them is Euro, though. I want to find a land. Let's get rid of everything that isn't Euro. And we get to draw 2 cards as well. Let's get a Counterspell. Probably get a Nexus of Fate. I think we can just kind of win from here. That should be enough to tie it up if they're still here. We have access to Counterspell this turn. Next turn, we just Reckless Wilderness Reclamation, and then we can start taking turns. And we'll draw a bunch of cards from Beanstalk. And just go win the game. All right, maybe we'll fast forward here because I think they disconnected out of rage. GG's. Beat number 1. Okay, well, if they have a turn 1 Ragavan, we have an answer for it, I guess. So we'll keep it. Although this hand isn't really that great. Do they have the turn 1 Ragavan? See, that's why we want the swords right there. That's exactly why we want the swords. Yeah, let's kill this Ragavan. I wanted to do it on their turn in case they had like another land and another Ragavan. They could have dashed it in. Ragavan has to go. Alright. Well, if we don't draw some lands here, we're in trouble. I probably should be running more lands in this deck, like 25 or something, since we're so land hungry. Alright, they had another one. Alright, give me a land, please. Okay, that's okay. And that's a lot of... we have too many Nexus. Yeah, can't really do anything. We're gonna have to draw these 2 cards. We're just gonna have to eat it. Okay, they have... This is an interesting deck. Euro and Ragavan together. Guess they just want to play all the good creatures. Oh, it's Field of the Dead deck, okay. Which is probably what we should be running with this deck, just as another way to win. Let's play our Euro. Hopefully they just have nothing. A lightning bolt. I guess that's still not enough for them to play a Euro. We can play ours though. Seems pretty good. Give me a land. Give me a land. No land. What'd they draw? He didn't draw anything. Hey, we got a land. So I want to hold up Counterspell for sure. So that's fine. We'll just let that Memory Lapse. We should have cracked our fetch in response. That was a dumb mistake. Or was it? So they have... That will be 6 cards. They can cast it from this, so let's just send it back to their library so it doesn't put another card in the graveyard, so they can't cast Euro. Jesus. All right, I don't want them to play. I don't want them to cast anything. I don't want them to have this Teferi. Okay. That is perfect. We can counter. Actually, we can't counter. Wait, this doesn't count for. Yeah, this can't be countered, right? Send Euro back to my hand. But they still can't cast their Euro. All right, we have all 4 Nexus. We can start playing them next turn. Really need to draw like a Wilderness Reclamation though first. And they got an Oko.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Maybe we just take an extra turn trying to find a Nexus. Or excuse me, a Wilderness Reclamation. It's not a Wilderness Reclamation. A land would have been fine too. Hydroid Krasis. What can they really do to me next turn?
Don't worry, I got this.
They can't play theirs. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play my Euro. dig through time. I can't play spells on their turn, so I might as well Growth Spiral now. Discard our other Euro.
Your new look is enchanting.
Damn you, Ragavan. Now they can play their Euro. But I can Swords it. And attack their Teferi.
Trust me, I have a plan. This might be a bad idea. We will meet again.
Alright, let's try to find... How many cards do we have in our graveyard? Not enough. If we exile 3, it's going to cost 5. It's still good enough to find a Wilderness Reclamation, right? God, where is my Wilderness Reclamation? I really should have dealt with this Oko, I guess. There's my Wilderness Reclamation. Alright, at least he can't take my Euro. They can kill my Teferi, that's fine.
Let's broaden your existence.
Damn, Ragavans. We are going to go ham next turn, though, with turns. Hopefully nothing good.
Now what?
Counterspell, sure. Alright. This is where we're going to have our fun.
I'm known for my excellent timing. There's nothing.
Think up a fun fate for you.
This is where Wilderness Reclamation just goes ham with beans. Yeah, I would concede too. GG's. I'll keep this. Looks fine. We'll play our headquarters first. Alright, we got 2 Wilderness Reclamations and the Nexus of Fate. Okay. That will prompt a response from us. So let's use our Growth Spiral. So we can Swords this. Again, Swords, so important, I think. Now we have a Wilderness. Next turn we can Nexus if we want. Probably going to cycle this land, I think. Oh. Hey, there's Euro. Let's get another headquarters. Did he have a spell pierce? No. All right, there's another Wilderness Reclamation for us. I guess I should have tapped one. That was a mistake. Should be fine, though. Brainstorm's pretty solid there. Let's see if we can find a counterspell for this. Oh, we do. So we'll draw the Polluted Delta, and then we'll use it to get rid of that island. I feel like we're in pretty good shape now. Actually, maybe we want this island. Yeah, I'm fine with getting the island, I think. Because then we can play our Euro. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have enough for Nexus of Fate. So yeah, it's important to keep the island. Oh, that's juicy. All right, this is what our deck is intended to do here. What our deck intends to do, I should say. Let's just filter another one out of my deck. It'd been nice to have a beans, though, during all this. Oh, come on. I mean, they technically haven't lost. I just... So let me keep going. So I think this deck feels pretty powerful. I could definitely see changing the lands to where you're playing the desert that makes the 2/2s and just have a bunch of different lands as like another way to, you know, just get value and another win condition. But I do think the swords felt really nice in this deck. Like when they had Ragavan and we had the swords, that was just a game changer. Teferi, you know, is also really nice too, but just having access to the swords I think is important. And if you don't have access to the swords, then you're just going to have to figure out another way to deal with Ragavan, because turn 1 Ragavan when you're on the draw is really hard to beat. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.